Hey, steady Steve, steady Steve. Okay, so listen, first things first, I had a great time yesterday. I popped out with my friends and say, make sure that you get out there and enjoy this world. We get one spin around on this dirt ball. Make sure you go out and enjoy yourself. I most definitely did. Went to this kind of day party, so I wasn't getting back at 4 a.m. I could get back at some reasonable hour or go out till 4 a.m. from there if I really wanted to. There you go. Anyway, one of the things on my mind, and somebody in the comments made me laugh and smile, Mr. Quest on Esque. Basically, you're saying, listen, man, you got all these gems, man. How can you get that blade shot, man? And be free to play. But listen, that is the difference between me of 9 years ago when I first started doing this and today. And again, I got to give the big shout out to my man Bilko. And I reference Bilko quite a lot, and Lexus and Cigar, and there's loads of people. There's a lady there that skips my mind. There's so many, Nami, right? And there's so many people who helped me out to get to this point, right? So the difference between me 9 years ago and now is exactly what my man Quest in the comments is talking about. Then, right, I wasn't thinking about how I could possibly get skill essence. How can you do it if you're free to play? And how can you get the materials in order to build the equipment, and in particular, Noble Lord equipment, in order to open up the full range of the game? Really? There's two speeds now, genuinely, for this game. Two speeds. There's the free-to-play speed and there's pay-to-play speed. And you can be at the same place. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And I'm going to prove right now I'm 100% free to play. And I said it many times, but I think it is worth it. And it was on my mind before Mr. Quest mentioned it. So I'm going to click on shop in the bottom right hand corner. You get Bowmaster with your first gem purchase. I have never paid on this particular game. And to be honest, I would. If they invested in this game, not on this account because it's a free-to-play account, right? And maybe I don't even need to because I think I've got the code now, thanks to my man Bilko just pointing something out which didn't occur to me at the time. I've got the code now that anybody can be pay-to-play on this. Anybody can be free-to-play. Yeah, pay-to-play is the easy part. Not you know what I mean. Anybody can be free to play and compete on this game. There's the proof. 100% free to play. You got to save every single gem for Alice Bond. And I know it's hard. And I know you want to get ahead of yourself. And getting ahead of yourself, if you're free to play, just means you can't do it. You just need to have patience. Or express your patience in one account. Create another account, which is going to be disciplined. Fair enough. And I guarantee you the disciplined account will by far outpace the irrational one, the one you can't wait, but you can't spend to keep up. Listen, on another game, Rise of Kingdoms, I'm pay to play there now because it's impossible to be free to play. And in most games, it's impossible to be free to play. And Rise of Kingdoms, a different game. 100% impossible. When it comes to player versus player, somebody buys buffs, there you go, you're never going to win. And the game makers make sure that you won't win, right? This particular game's DeckHeroes has got a different problem. It's got a different. I'm going to go through it just very quickly again, how you can compete with the pay to play, right? DeckHeroes has got a problem that the creators, IGG, are not bothered about the game. They don't invest in the game. There's a lot of dead moments, which at my point of life, when I've got other things to do, just going out and enjoying myself and content creating and seeing my friends and relationships and things like that, I'm happy with this amount of time, right? I have more of a problem like the Rise of Kingdoms these days that want me to do 1,000 silly admin things. Just not that bothered, man. You know what I mean? And then pay damn near £100 every 3 months just to compete on a level playing field with other pay to play. You know what I mean? That's not what I want. But for this one, if I click on shop again, free to play, you save up all of your gems for Alice Bond right? It's the thing that comes around every so often if you don't know, and it guarantees that you get 50% gems back, and that's what you use in order to finance your game. But then it's about, what do you spend those gems on? Do you spend it all in one go? Unlimited booster? That's not the code, man. And you're getting ahead of yourself. In my point of view, I mean, peeps, do whatever you want in your game. I'm just saying about what my point of view is. Having played this game over 10 years, and I say I've listened to other people in the game. Oh my gosh, man, there was the guru of all gurus back in the day in that game. The game of then, 9 years ago, but today's game is slightly different. And my gurus of right now are the peeps in the comments, you know, who I mention very often. Limited booster is not your friend if you're free to play. And I do admit, listen, there's times, until Bill Cowell mentioned it as a guy in the comments, and I've said it many times, I was doing silly things which were never going to improve my game. I was never going to have the equipment and still building it. You know, I mean, these are crap mostly. You know, I'm happy with Harrow. I couldn't resist. In fact, you know, every bit of equipment that gives you a bonus is always a help. You know what I mean? I'm trying to upgrade those things. I wasn't of that mindset then. So, Alice Bond, that gives you your stock of gems. You make sure that you maintain at least 96,000 gems so you can do all the bonds. And then more or less you get 45, I think it's about 45,000 gems free every Alice Bond. And sometimes there's Alice Bonds twice a year. You know what I mean? If they're generous, maybe at some point in the last couple of years, maybe there would have been 3. Because sometimes Alice Bond is back to back. So there you go. That's how you get your gems. And then how you get your equipment and your blade shard and things like that, you spend during Memoria. And as free to play, you spend during Memoria on a spending day. Then on the spending day, here we go, lucky. Lucky because I can present it. You get your Omniscience. This is the lower level. Right, level 10s, that's relatively low level. That's for spending 1,500 gems. Right. Then beyond that, you get Rune Essence, you know, fair enough. Really, the Skill Essence should probably be here for 3,000 if they had any sense. Anyway, we'll take what we can get. Warlord's Band. Well, how do you get these then? Well, obviously, you get 100 towards the 1,000 shards that you need to get this Warlord's Band by tactically spending and saving until, you know, you can get these types of things. Otherwise, you never get them. Well, where do you get the sparks? 10 sparks right here. And on Memoria, they've got bi-hourly and daily bonuses and end of the tournament bonuses and things like that. That's how you pick up your sparks, man. Just the way it is. But on spending, you're guaranteed at least these 10 for 6,000. And I say you don't spend it all along during Memoria on a spending day, which is not right now. It's just the spending and not the Memoria. You know what I meant. I go back to where I was. Get some 5-star creature Omni shards. Can be useful. You know, I'm not going to go into that. Of course it's useful. 20,000, you get this overpowered rune if you needed it. More important for me, more sparks. 40,000, hopefully you'll get something which is mildly useful. Camino used to be yesteryear, 10-year game, 20 years back. Meta, not meta anymore. Out and out kind of balances itself out. It's just a null card, man. It's just nothing really, but you know, you take it for free, I guess. 40 more sparks, and most important of all, 2 things: 68 sparks and the Omniscience at level 15. So you put all that together, you do that during Memoria, you actually get these ribbons. What I'd recommend is when you get the option, you select, you see here, where it says combine gift box, I would always combine it. You don't want standard equipment materials. You want something which is either going to be mid-range or the upper range. So you combine it, and then when you get to this bit here at the bottom, the gift boxes, instead of the vouchers, you open it from there. You get these credits, if you look in the bottom left. Momoya every other hour gives you the opportunity to use these credits that you obtained by doing Lucky Spin and Gem Draw and things like that. Gem Draw? Draws using gems? Alter Draw, that's what I tried to say. To buy the equipment for Dark Lord. Dark Lord? Let me just check, I'm just doubting myself now. Craft. Noble Lord. The Noble Lord. That's how you do it, man. That's the code. That is the code. And how do you get your gems? Yeah. Daily sign in the bazaar every so often. Oh, it's not there today. Brilliant. Not there either. I don't think it's there today. There you go. You get another 10. You get a 10 every day just for logging in. That's it. And if you want to move it along and still be free to play, you click on where it says free gems here. Around about here. Oops. Top left, it says free gems. You might want to install if you're desperate, man. If you're impatient and you don't want to have the money, or in principle you want to stick to free to play. Yeah, you'd install via that there. Free gems in the top left. Yeah, and then go through that, and as you reach certain milestones in that game, it'll pay you out a tiny amount of gems. If you're desperate, you can do that. And then it follows on to, well, what do you get then? What do you get with all these LP points? And that's why I was saying, well, probably for most free-to-play, it would make sense to get your Dragon Lancer. You can get it from here, definitely achievable. And then revive. And then for me, there is something with insta-kill. It's actually relatively cheap. It is when you're spending like 60 to 80,000 gems like I did. Maybe if it was me, I don't know if I'll be that patient to get insta-kill next. I'd probably want some kind of creature I can do something with. Could easily justify 2 Dragon Lancers if you're very serious. It'll serve you so well. Why do you? In fact, that's probably what you should do. 2 Dragon Lancers on that ultimate 100% free-to-play account, and that will serve you until lower end of end game. Maybe upper lower end of end game. 2 Dragon Lancers in your deck. Oof, starting off. Ooh. And then, like, you want a little bit of spice on it, the chef's kiss or the chef's little sprinkle. You might want to have a Cyber Eye, assuming that you've got Torment. And then maybe do the insta-kill Cyber Eye thing and pop people out of the graveyard using Vaporize. What I'm trying to steer you away from is the mistakes that I made. So you would not be doing limited booster. You would be going into, as I said in a recent video, going into the mines, spending your energy, getting yourself an Oniri. By doing the bonds, maybe you do get a revive card. That's how I got mine. Got a couple. Or maybe that's where you do get your C1. That's where I got mine. That's where you do get your Aquarius. That's where I got mine. These, yeah, fair enough, I got from limited boosters. I'm saying that's a mistake for most free to play. Yes, I got very, very lucky. Yeah. Say if I didn't have Dark Summoner and I had 2 Dragon Lancer, is there a massive difference? If I'm not playing Queen Artiola, is there a massive difference? That's Alice Bond. Really, we're talking about these 2 cards. And say if I haven't got Nereid and I want some impressive revive, yeah, because listen, Nereid is an endgame card with the revive meld. Fair enough, I got lucky. I went suboptimal and got lucky. But if you were riding with a Nari, and listen, the rebirth, if you've seen a recent video, I got a rebirth essence. Oh, from the free essence altar. Very lucky, but it's possible. And again, if you're spending the 60,000, I would not recommend to get the skill essences at level 15. I would not put it into rebirth, but it's proving that you can. You know, you can basically you can upgrade this rebirth to something more meaningful without being a spender. And you got your S revive, and you got your death revive, and you know you can get the revive rune from the LP altar. To be fair to this game, as I've said, and probably more so than any other game I've played recently, it is very friendly to free to play. And again, it's just about the speed that you get to the end game. And there is nothing that stops free to play from getting to the end game. And before, one of the main barriers would have been equipment. And again, you get that by spending during Memoria. And, you know, hats off to Bill Cole and Lexus and everybody else who put me onto that path. And I was one of the lost ones. Just as a very quick example as well, those level 15 essence has got my sacrifice up to level 13. I think it started off about 150%. Now it's 195. I could use, you know, and the next 60,000 gems that I spend, and I can because I do all the bonds at free to play, that could be higher. Could be higher if I wanted it to be. This in the read, where is it? Yeah, this Ocean Area, which gives a temporary kind of boost stroke debuff ultimately to 4 creatures. Where is it? 40% of max HP. As I get towards Area 15, that'll be 100% of max HP. Now you think about that in combination with Dark Summoner and the boost to sacrifice. You know what I mean? That's how free to play compete with the pay to play. But more than that, and I don't want it to be overlooked, one of the main mistakes that I made 10 years ago was not realizing how, not focusing on how, and not realizing how to add equipment to my heroes. Huge. Absolutely huge. And listen, once you've got your equipment sorted out, or you're happy with the balance of equipment, and you know what I mean, your deck is reasonably strong, and you think, well, actually, like me here, oh damn, maybe I need a Queen Artiola, then I can pause me trying to get better equipment if I'm so desperate for this Queen Artiola, and put that 60,000 gems, sorry, the 60,000 gems I would have put into a lucky spin, or the 40 odd thousand. So you get 40 odd thousand gems from Alice Bond, but you also get gems every day, like I showed in other ways, and you get it from the guild that you're in, right? So for me, more or less 60,000 by the time Alice Bond is finished, and I'm ready to put it into Memoria again. And sometimes I skip a Memoria. Sometimes I skip the first Memoria after an Alice Bond, because that's in my mind when everybody's got gems, including free to play. So I do the one after that, and then I'm just competing with the pay to play. You know what I mean? So it just depends. And at that point, you might think, well, yeah, I want a Queen Artiola, so I'll wait for it to be in a limited booster. And if by any miracle, I don't think it works that way. I was going to say, if you get the limited booster on a total spending day, you know, something that you actually want. Oh, maybe this Doc's around, who knows? Rampart, no. Sweeping Blow, no. Frost Blow, no. If there was actually something there that you want, nah, it's not going to be. It's a bag of crap. Then you get the bonus from that, but yes, not before you've done other things. Listen, you need to prioritize, basically. And for me, I reckon, focus on your skill essence, focus on Memoria, get your equipment, get your LP points, get the LP creatures in order to give you the minimum and give you the runes. Then after that, you may well splurge out on some limited boosters for the peak cards that you want for endgame. So I think that's more or less the summary. But yeah, funny that you mentioned it, just to round it off. I was thinking about the same thing. There's going to be a lot of people who don't know me from 10 years, or maybe over the 10 years I changed my mind and I was secretly paid to play. Never. I mean, I guess on principle it'd be completely pointless for me to be paid to play now. Yeah, and as I say, good or bad, there's not really a lot for me to do. I've done all my admin. I'm waiting for the energy for my mine. I've already done the grimoire. Maps. Okay, let's see what I get for these 50 maps, and then I'll just wrap it up. I'm not expecting anything any good. It needs to be minimum level 10 and and 5-star, really. Still can't believe I got that. Oh man, that's it. Level 13, 5-star rebirth. Wow. I don't think it was on this one though. It was on, I traded it in. I don't know if it makes a difference. I traded in the crap and then I did it on the other altar using different credits instead of maps. That was all. Still thinking about that incinerate. Getting that rebirth. I wouldn't put it on the same level as getting the jackpot, because obviously jackpot you can, you got a stack of gems, but it was Eye of Needle type thing. It's like there's a lot of ifs, like about 100 ifs to get that particular one. I don't think I've ever got anything on that for sure ever in the whole time I play the game. Wow, that's some pure crap. Right, so let me just try and recreate what happened before. So I went to altar, then skill essence on the right, and then the left hand one, not the gem one, the free one. Then top left, and that little plus thing. And I filtered by the lowest level to the highest, if you look to the right. Okay. Tapped all these. I say really up to level. It depends. Listen, at the level I'm at, level 100 odd player, then I'll get rid of most of these because I've already done these. I've already done cycles of checking what I need before. You know what I mean? So for me to be too careful would be like me double, like not even double checking, like 10 times checking, 100 times checking. But obviously for yourselves at your own level of game, you might want to check, and if you feel like you need to, obviously do, man. See, I've got my omniscience there. Obviously, I would never trade that in, and it's still low level, but I'm out by crazy, but I'm not hella crazy. Okay, so for me, Stinger and Cloudburst, even though it's level 10, only 4-star, and a lot of these other ones could just straight get rid of. Just sell those. That'll do for now. Don't get any points for being rash. Right. We're going to do the 675 token draw. Yeah, Mass Heal sounds pretty good. Yeah, and obviously there's an Oracle there, top row. Snow Harlots. So I don't use Snow Harlots, but back in the day, when magic was actually a bonus and a positive. I'm talking about back in the day, like 10 years ago, I probably would have done that. Yeah, for me, where I'm at, it's probably going to go onto an Oracle. Accepted to a point. I've got it covered now. All my Oracles got like 6 Frost Armor Oracles. I think that's what we need in general. I've seen other people talk about immunity Oracles for the Grimoires. Nah, not for me. Right, and there we go. Oh, what's it saying? Daddy Steve drew 5-star creatures. Gonna be some crap, obviously. We've seen it with our own eyes, what we did. Right, obviously the plus sign shows that it's already been done. At least once. Done as in enhanced. Wow, for mass heal 6 to 8. Obviously we're going to do that. So 150 to all creatures. Increase to 200. Why not? Definitely. And you could argue maybe I should spread it along or something like that. But that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Yes. There we go. Anyway, Hope you enjoy your day, enjoy your Sunday. Please like, subscribe, and I'm out.